time for roses and rosé. You guys, I'm wearing a winter hat. Yes, and why? Because as of today, we are officially 1 month away from Bachelor Winter Games. And I could not be more excited. I am so excited, you guys. I'm more excited than I am for the actual Olympics. Is that weird? Is that anti-America? But we do have everything you need to know about it so far. That's up at etonline.com. Shameless plug. AKA, I just want to drink. Are you liking this season so far? Let me know in the comments. Last week we did kind of a Bekah versus Bekah poll, and by the way, I still love both of them. Are you liking this season? I think that this season has been very real and not as much drama. And I guess it's a question of taste. You guys, last week you met JC. JC is our wonderful editor. He edits all the Roses and Rosé videos. My partner in crime, my work hubby. And he is loving this season. So are you team JC or team LZ? And that's me. JC thinks that this season, which by the way is the first one that he's ever fully watched all the way through, is like so grounded, and JC's the same age as Arie, so he really relates to him, and he thinks it's really real, and he thinks that Krystal's a good villain. But I'm like, it's not enough for me. I don't know. Let's get into it. Okay. This week, we are going to drink every time we relate to one of the girls because this season is very grounded and relatable. So first, one girl says, quote,
I'm emotionally and physically drained.
Me too, babe. And then Jacqueline is about to go and do the wrestling group date, and she's like, quote,
I'm not athletic at all.
Me too, babe.
I've never wrestled in my entire life, and it's kind of terrifying.
I agree, babe. Arie says that this date, this like awesome women, glamorous ladies of wrestling of The Bachelor, I don't remember the acronym.
GLOB. The gorgeous ladies of The Bachelor wrestling.
He says that this is gonna be so fun because everybody's uncomfortable. Okay. I would have definitely been uncomfortable. They're doing a lot of dangerous dates this season. That's the thing, for the danger factor, like between the demolition derby and this wrestling thing where they're slamming each other to the ground, it's not a lot of drama considering the danger. The most traumatized girl is that Annalise girl, who we're gonna get into. Wow.
Bibiana.
How do you spell that?
Bibiana.
Does your mom know how to spell when she gave you that name? It just doesn't even make sense.
Some former ladies from wrestling come on the show. Who are these people? I don't know.
Arie, the kissing bandit.
And you guys, I cannot anymore. I'm not going to mention it again because I wish they wouldn't. I cannot again mention that Arie is the kissing bandit and that he has pillow lips. I'm done. We're moving forward with a new narrative, okay? There's got to be a new something. So yeah, this date looks really scary. And I don't really know who won or not, whatever. And then Arie and Bekah, JC's favorite Bekah, short hair Bekah, talk, and you know, they say profound things. Like Arie says,
that can happen in a relationship, you know? As soon as it's over, sometimes it's like a relief.
But like sometimes after a breakup, you're not okay. I mean, a drink every time you can relate. I mean, sure. It's like being like, sometimes when you eat, you're full. Sometimes when you eat, you're still hungry. Actually, all the time when I eat, I'm still hungry. Drinking for relating to myself. It's about knowing who you are in 2018, you guys. Just be you. Then we get into Krystal again, and she is fun to watch. I will give her that. She's no Corinne, but she's fun to watch. So she's like asking everybody else, like, what did you think of your time with Arie? Which I find to be really hypocritical since I think on the last episode she said she didn't want to get too into her time with Arie with the other girls. That is a villain. Hypocrisy. So, and then we get this fabulous monologue from Krystal where she talks about like how her life has been so hard because like
Her boyfriend broke up with her so he could date me. I wouldn't date him because she's my best friend.
I'm gonna talk about how other women are so jealous of me in this like breathy voice and talk about like my 8th grade best friend who wouldn't be friends with me because her boyfriend wanted to date me. And it's just like, I have struggled so much. Like I would say that 99.9% of women's boyfriends want to date me. And it's just like, I've had to bear that burden. Not drinking because I relate to that. Just drinking. Okay. So Arie is going on a one-on-one, and I don't know who this girl is.
I'm going on a date today.
She seems to get a little bit of a recycled date from Krystal because it looks like that same plane with that same red carpet. Round 2, you know, I don't know, maybe you book those planes for a certain amount of time and you're like, we gotta use it, we pay for the gas.
You could go home, so I hope we get along.
And it's like, sure. Yeah, we all do. And I'm gonna drink when I was relating to this girl because first I found out her name was Lauren. She's one of the Laurens, so I can relate. Thank God Arie said Lauren S like 4 times because I'm like, I don't know who this girl is. You know, we're still in that phase where like, we don't know who a lot of these girls are. And then she said that their date, which turned out to be a trip to Napa, to wine country, was the key to her heart. Yes, girl. I mean, yeah. And sometimes, you know what? Why don't they let the girls suggest or pick out a date? That would be fun. Surprise the lead. Switch it up. Okay, that is a good suggestion. I'm gonna tweet some people. I like my idea. I'm relating to myself. Yeah. By the way, you guys, I mean, there have been 22 seasons of The Bachelor alone. If there is a date that you've never seen on the show that you'd like to see, because how many private planes can we get into and how many barrels of grapes can we stomp in wine country? Please leave it in the comments below. I'd love to know. And then they actually had some cute conversation, and Arie made me laugh. He's like, the older I get, the more I want to go to bed earlier.
And wearing cardigans.
I relate to that, Arie. I mean, I'm in a sweater while filming a video. I mean, yikes. And then things took a surprising turn. I thought they were going really well, but Lauren S. just keeps talking and word vomiting. And she tried to save it at the end by saying she didn't know why she'd been so not herself, but she had to go. I like that about Arie. Arie's not playing around. If he does not feel it with you, you got to go. You do not get that rose. And Arie's reasoning was really endearing though, because he's like, I just think, you know, she'd been going on and on and on about her family, and he's like, I just think if you like your family so much,
I don't want to take you away from what could be at home.
I don't want to keep you from them, so I gotta send you home. It wasn't that you were going on and on and on, it was that you want about your family. Okay. Okay. Oh, and I mean, you could tell how bored Arie was because he just started eating on the date.
I called my mom on Mother's Day.
And they never eat on the dates. He was like, I've been here a while. I need some protein. I relate. Eat on a date. Who's been on a bad date and just kept ordering food? Pro tip. Okay, then a group date. And they find out it's about dogs and everyone is cheering for dogs. I don't relate to this. I don't do well with pets and animals. I don't do well with living things that rely on other living things. Yikes. Okay, and Annalise, we said we'd get back to her. So she had that bumper car trauma and could barely handle the demolition derby date. And now she says,
In my childhood, I had a traumatic experience with a dog.
quote, several traumatic instances with dogs. And again, these editors gave us a beautiful reenactment, and I don't know where they got this footage of this angry little dog. And I was trying to think, like, what's something in my own childhood that is just so bizarre that really traumatized me? And you know what I came up with? Dream catchers. In the 3rd grade, in Mrs. Hurlbert's class, we had to make dream catchers, and it involved like a lot of like crossing of like, I believe, fishing line, and I couldn't do it very well, and so that's why none of my dreams have been caught. Also, can I note that as Lauren S. was being sent home, I believe Claire de Lune was playing. Wow, The Bachelor, upping the production budget, elevating the content, taking things to a cinematic level. I mean, that music was used at the ending of Ocean's 11. Wow. Or maybe, like, I don't know, the music's free. I don't really know. Who owns the rights to that? It's probably made in like 1895 or something. Okay, why is 1895 my go-to year for old stuff? Anyway. Oh, I made myself choke. Just clearing the throat. By the way, a very strong reaction to Lauren S. going home. People were gasping.
Oh my God!
There were tears, and Krystal was there to say, I tried to talk to her and tell her she needed to open up. And if you're not gonna open up, this is how serious Arie is. Her eyes were scaring the fucking crap out of me during that moment. And a girl who I don't know was like, how could Krystal say that? Krystal just thinks Arie is her man, after this one-on-one she had with him, they have bonded, and she's like, he's mine.
This is just a process that has to be done in order for us to be together.
I give her credit for being interesting TV in that regard. I thought the dog show was really funny. They had Fred Willard on it, and if you guys don't know, it's because he was in the comedy Best in Show, which is a legendary comedy. He's a legendary comedian. Check it out. Soapbox off. I'm done. Arie says that he dated people who weren't ready for marriage as a defense mechanism. That is interesting, and I see it because we've heard so much that he was never over Emily, but we know that he dated other people, and now Arie's owning up to why. I kind of like that. Maybe from here things will launch into some more real trauma, not bumper car dog trauma, but some real crap, because that's what makes the show good. A combination of insanity and deep reality.
I definitely planned something really special for Arie.
Yay.
Bibiana is planning something private towards the end of the group date because she is our Maxine Waters. She is reclaiming her time.
I'm reclaiming my time, please.
Bibiana wants her time with Arie, so she plans some kind of daybed telescope situation, and then she never gets it. She's still like, I'm gonna be patient. No, girl, don't be patient. Reclaim your time. Reclaim your time. And other girls in Arie literally start getting on the bed, and they're like, who set this up? I don't know. Well, this is great. Let's hang out here. And I don't think Bibiana ever got any time on the daybed. Yikes. Bekah analyzes Arie. She's like, you date women who need you. Yes, it's getting deeper. I like Bekah. I do. She might be 22, but she's got a lot to say to you, Arie. And she's like, maybe that's why you like moms, because they need you.
Gosh, you're blowing my mind right now.
I thought Arie had a good reaction to that. I would have been a little bit like, hey, whoa. But she was, I guess he reacted so positively because she was right. Okay, and then Annalise is trying to reclaim her time and reclaim her trauma by getting a kiss from Arie, and he rejects her. Yikes, pillow lips. I said I wouldn't say it, and then I said it. Said I wouldn't say it, and then I said it, whatever. Pillow lips said no to a kiss from Annalise, and man, so we've just given her yet another trauma. From bumper cars, to dogs, to rejections. Now she's got some adult trauma to talk about, at least, I guess. Yikes. Okay, so after all this, Arie tells, Annalise to go home. So at the rose ceremony, Bibiana is the only person sent home. This poor woman who's just been trying to get her time, and she's like, why do people come at me with arguments, and yet I gotta be patient? She's the only one sent home, girl, and she says she's broken. Bibiana, you are not broken. You take that telescope and you look to your future, and it is bright, okay? You have that bed as your own, and you go to sleep and wake up and think about a new tomorrow. Okay, 2018. I love the way Arie sends people home. I think he told her, get home safe. He's like that dad. He's like, text me when you get home. Let me know. If you have a drink, call me. I'll pick you up for a ride, okay? Yeah, Arie's that guy, and I like him. Okay, so we didn't see much of Bekah with 2 C's, and remember JC and Josue had their big debate about the Bekahs last week. We didn't see much of Bekah with 2 C's, but what we did see, her and Arie had some nice moments, and a lot of you seem to agree with Josue that Arie buying her all those dresses meant he wants to see her in all those dresses, and so there's a future there. It seems from the preview that next week we are going to find out Bekah's age on camera, and I don't know how Arie's going to react to this. I don't know. Let's just finish this, just like Bibiana tried to finish it. Okay, I can't wait to say it's time for Winter Games. I'm so excited, you guys. Please let me know, as always, what you thought of this episode of The Bachelor. And as I said before, overall, what you're thinking of this season. Is it good? Are you bored? Is it nice and real? Or is it too not dramatic? Let me know. Have a great night, everybody. Stay warm. Bye!